Good morning and welcome back to Teal House Farm. We have survived the winter storm. There's quite a bit of snow out there. Well, relatively for us. We don't usually get snow, or at least not like this where we live. I'll show it to you in a minute. We're having to do a farm tour. Sam's out there feeding the chickens and getting some more wood into the mud room. But all the, taps or whatever you want to call them outside are frozen, so we had to drag water to the chickens from the kitchen because that's where the water is actually working right now. It is literally 1 degree outside, 1 degree Fahrenheit. It is extremely cold and it's going to stay this cold for the next 2 days, it looks like.
Once we get the water outside, I had to figure out where Sam was, where he wanted it. We have the chickens kind of stashed in 2 different locations right now to keep them out of the cold. They're usually free ranged, but they would definitely try to roost in a tree and get frozen to the tree. Chickens are not the smartest animals, so we've put half of them up here in what is usually our sheep stall in the barn. Since we don't overwinter any large animals, we can put the chickens up here for a while. I leaned some pallets up against the walls that they're using as makeshift roosts, and we have 10 chickens up here. They've got plenty of room to wiggle around because they're going to be stuck in here. So we give them extra feed. Water has to be changed a couple times a day because it does freeze. Overall, though, they're looking great and healthy, and they're staying a lot warmer than if they were outside in the cold. Yes, I know I need to take that hay net down. I just haven't gotten around to it. We did have one escapee. This is not a chicken-tight coop at all. There's some holes in this chicken wire at the top. We had one chicken figure it out, and Sam was trying to figure out where it went so we could put it back in with the other chicken so that it doesn't panic and try to run outside in the snow. And we found her. She was trying to lay an egg in this bookshelf here. So Sam kind of sneaks in there, and she was mid-lay, so she really couldn't run away. So he just kind of is able to reach in and grab her. And then we're going to put her back in with her birdie friends, and then we'll patch up that hole too so she doesn't get back out. That was actually really easy. Sometimes chickens are not that easy to catch, so don't be misled. Back in with her buddy she goes, and everybody's good for the morning. Now that these ladies are all set, we need to go outside and go down to the other chicken coop. This is our usual chicken coop where usually all the chickens are. We just didn't really want to have them all in the same coop for what is probably going to be a week, kind of real tightly packed. Maybe the chickens wouldn't care. I didn't feel real good about it, so that's why they're split up. We're going to go down here in this chicken coop at the bottom. There's 6 birds plus a goose and a duck. The chickens kind of stay up in the roost, and the goose and the duck wander around on the bottom, but they get along just fine. There's no fighting. They share the feed and the water. We do have to check the water more often in here because the goose and the duck make a huge mess with it, but we have plenty of bedding down and can put more down if we need to keep it from getting too muddy in there. So Sam gives them their water and their new feed, and he double checks that everybody's looking good. Nobody's too cold because it is really cold today. It's about 1 degree right now. And they're looking great. So we're just gonna lock them back up.
Our guess is 7 to 8 inches of snow.
Our neighbor was super nice. He came and plowed up this part of the driveway for us. We were able to get the truck out later today to just run a quick errand to town. I had something that really needed to be dropped off for the doctor's office. The roads were fine. It's really just the biggest task here to get out of the driveway, but we got the 4-wheel drive truck and our neighbor helped us up, and this is going to be a perfect spot for sledding later today. So the kids are going to be so super excited about that. I just needed to warm up a little bit. It's just too cold to have them all outside right now. And inside we go, and we're just going to go through our morning. We got the fire roaring, plenty of wood for the day. Got all our mittens and scarves from yesterday that are still just kind of laying around being dried. The kids have just been kind of puttering around doing some activities while Sam and I were checking on the animals. But it's definitely time to get our chores done. And not a good day for the dog to be outside. She's kind of sad about that. So we get our morning chores done. Everybody has the way that they help, from dishes to vacuuming to cleaning the bathroom. Everybody's got a job, including mom and dad. And then we get ready for school. Pat gets out a construction set he got for Christmas. He's going to do some building while everyone else does their bookwork. I usually start with the middle 2, and then the older 2 can start independently, and then I help them with whatever they get stuck on. We get school done about lunchtime, And that leaves lots of time to get other things done today.
Okay, I have 2 goals for the rest of the day. It's 2:30 now. Usually we have activities at night, but they've all been canceled because of the weather, so we're going to be home, and we need a chance to catch up. First one is to rescue my sourdough starter, which has been in since Thanksgiving, and so I'm gonna get it restarted. I'm ready to start making sourdough again. My sister-in-law is like the sourdough wizard. You can follow her on Facebook at The Healing Home. I think she has a YouTube, but she doesn't really post there. Almost all of her content's on Facebook. She has some great recipes, and she had some recently. I was looking at and I was like, gosh, I really want to try those. So I saved them, and now we're going to get this guy healthy again. Try some of these recipes I want to try. I want to get ahead on some of my planner stuff. So like this, on some of my planner stuff. So like this week, we're supposed to organize the pantry, and I have not worked on that at all. And that is a humongous project, so I'm going to get started on that. And I'm also going to get a couple days ahead on just like the daily chore checklist, so that later in this week when we're busy again, I don't have to worry about some of those daily chores, those once a week daily chores. I don't know what you call those, weekly chores, because they've already been done. So I'm going to get ahead on that. To rescue this, we just need to pour off the hooch. Now, before you yell at me, the internet was not in agreement about whether or not to pour this off. Some people said you just need to mix it back in. Some people said, no, that's gross, pour it off. Seemed to be more people saying it was gross than people saying it was good. So that's what I'm going to go with. We're going to pour off the hooch, and then we're going to feed it. And we're going to need to feed it probably 3 or 4 days before it's ready to be used. He's been in hibernation a long time. No, he does not have a name, but I have decided it's a boy. That's as far as I've got. You can tell me what I need to name him. Most people name their starters. But then hopefully by next week we have a nice bubbly sourdough starter, and we can start doing some cooking again. Gross. I think I'm also going to transfer jars. Whoop. Humongous bubbly one. Okay, just gonna sit them on the counter. Checklist number 1 done. Alright, I'm gonna work on my checklist, which is not going to be that interesting to watch, so we'll end the video here. I may bring you along for cleaning out the pantry in a different video, because there's some stuff in there that's been in there way too long, and we'll kind of get an idea of the stuff we shouldn't be canning because we're not really eating it, what's kind of hidden in the back. That'd be interesting. It's always interesting to see what we didn't actually really like using. But anyway, I'm going to work on this. I hope you all are staying warm, but also enjoying the snow if you have some, and we will see you all again really soon.